Welcome to Champ Week, presented by Principal Financial Group. And we tip off tonight in Kansas City. Big 12 fans are back, and tonight, just one game on the docket, 8th-seeded Kansas State and the 9th-seed West Virginia. The chase for a championship starts here.
March is here, and champ season begins now. Possibility hangs in the air. Anything can happen. Whoa! The Big 12 Championship.
You're watching the Phillips 66 Big 12 Men's Championship on ESPN. And for just the second time in this championship's 26-year history, only 9 teams participating. The winner of tonight's 8-9 game survives and advances to face the top-seeded Kansas Jayhawks. From inside the T-Mobile Center in Kansas City, alongside Chris Vitola, I'm Rich Hollenberg. We're fired up for Big 12 basketball on the tournament face. And when you talk about this league, Chris, you're talking about the best league in all of college basketball and the closely contested league in all of college basketball. Give us your perspective on not only the Big 12, but on tonight's game in particular.
Yeah, I would also add the most physically demanding of the leagues. I mean, this league is a grind. But the great thing about March is it all starts over tonight. Everybody's 0-0. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. And so I'm curious to see which of these teams tonight is here to extend their season or which one's just playing out the string.
So you've taken a deep dive into this game tonight. Yeah. Give us your game notes leading into West Virginia, Kansas State.
Well, I think for both these teams, their stars have to be stars. Neither of these teams can win unless both of their stars play well, and that's Taz Sherman and Nigel Pack. For West Virginia, they got to put two halves together. And the two matchups against Kansas State, they've had one good half and one not so good. They got to put two together. And in Kansas State, they've made 22 threes in 2 games against West Virginia. They've got to stay hot. They've gone to that small lineup, which I think has really helped them from the perimeter.
Player introductions happening. A really good crowd on hand for the 2 teams who finished at the bottom of the Big 12 standings. But as we were alluding to, Chris, there really is no bottom in the Big 12.
No, there really hasn't been. And it's, you know, again, you get to this time of year, and I think, and we were talking to some of the coaches today during all the practices, and, you know, it's interesting, Bruce Weber saying to his team, this is it. No more chances. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. And you wonder if that motivates, especially 2 teams that are playing in this first game, this game tonight, before anything kicks off, you know, tomorrow with the rest of the league.
Well, Selection Sunday's only a handful of days away, and Bruce Weber knows he not only needs a win tonight, but he needs an epic upset if they get a win tonight in the quarterfinals against Kansas to even be in consideration to take his team dancing in the NCAAB tournament. Your officials tonight, Jerry Pollard, Keith Kimball, and Kip Kissinger. Kansas State, the 8th seed, will be in their home white uniforms and in their navy blue with old gold trim. It's the West Virginia Mountaineers. A couple of non-frequent starters jumping up the opening tip. Ish Massoud, 25 in white, not normally a starter for Bruce Weber, and Gabe Osaboyan getting his 2nd consecutive start for Bob Huggins. Nigel Pack almost turns it over on the first possession. He does. And Jalen Bridges has it to Osaboyan. And an emphatic first 2 for West Virginia.
Well, and scoring off of their defense has not been something West Virginia has done a lot this year. You know, that's what they've been known for under Bob Huggins, not so much. But if they can get some of that going, man, it really helps their offense.
Osaboyan, one of 3 players named Defensive Player of the Year in the Big 12. Here's Mark Smith, top rebounder in the league, off on that 3 ball. West Virginia lineup has remained essentially the same, except as we mentioned, Gabe Osaboyan is usually that energy off the bench. Now he's in the starting lineup. That's number 3 in blue with the ball. They swing it to one of the best 3-point shooters in the conference, and Sean McNeil is 1 for 1, and that's a good sign for West Virginia's offense.
It sure is. You know, he's 3 of 17 from 3 in their last 5 games. His scoring numbers have dipped in those 5 games. He did have 26 in the first matchup against Kansas State.
Ish Massoud off the mark. Taz Sherman, second leading scorer in the conference with the rebound.
You know, it's interesting, Kansas State, Bruce Weber have gone to this small lineup. Neither team gets really anything from their front court. Their front courts have been non-factors all year, and I think Huggy playing Osaboyan, starting Osaboyan to really match up with K-State.
7 on the shot clock. Osaboyan off the window, no. Can't get his own miss, and Mike McGurl, the fifth-year player out of Connecticut. Here's Marquise Noel playing on a bad hamstring. It is heart over height in terms of K-State's backcourt. Massoud, and you can't spell swish without Ish.
The ball just kept moving around the perimeter, and maybe you can't spell swish without Ish. He has not shot it well, so you know, you'd love a little more swish out of him.
That's his 34th three on the season, and a foul called with 7:37 to go.
But the reality is that the ball, look at this movement, and you've got West Virginia in a closeout drill. That's a really good pass by Mark Smith. You know, he's got it there at the basket. The help comes over. Really great reaction. And it's the penetration in the second matchup between these teams. Kansas State's penetration, especially with those two guards, that I thought really put West Virginia on its heels and led to a lot of those perimeter threes.
Kedrian Johnson playing with a little bit of a banged up right hip. Has the first free throw. Had 11.6 boards against K-State, and then 15 on the road in Manhattan against the Wildcats. Off the mark, offensive rebound, Bridges. Here's McNeil, open for three. Off the mark that time. Now Smith gives it up to McGurl for two.
Two really good passes to start this game for Mark Smith, both when he's right at the rim.
Mike McGurl with his first points of the game, averaging 19.5 his last two games. Three minutes gone by, 1 point West Virginia lead. That pass picked off by Nigel Pack. Here's McGurl, and he lost the handle. Top to bottom, the Big 12, the best defensive league in all of college basketball. Polycap, no. And here come the Cats. Smith, full head of steam in the lefty layup.
And he got fouled. You know, Mark Smith, a lot's been made about the fact that he's leading the league in rebounding, as it should. He is a very good basketball player and has become significantly better on the offensive end in the second half of Big 12 play.
Jalen Bridges tries a jumper, short on that attempt. McGurl's off on the three. McNeil, another open look, and this time he knocks it down. Sean McNeil, 2 for 3 from 3 in the early going.
You cannot leave him. I mean, he is a standstill catch-and-shoot player. He's one of the best three-point shooters in the league. Two wide open, really three. He missed one of them. All three shots he's taken wide open.
And Jerry Pollard whistles the foul, 15:22 to go, and it's a 9-7 West Virginia lead over Kansas State. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Phillips 66, proud sponsor of Big 12 basketball. You're watching the Big 12 on ESPN from the T-Mobile Center in Kansas City alongside Chris Patola. I'm Rich Hollenberg. Let's take a bird's eye view of this Big 12 conference as we head into Champ Week. And Ochai Agbaji and the Jayhawks and James Akinjo and the Baylor Bears sharing the Big 12 regular season title. 9 teams in the tournament field because Oklahoma State was left out. We'll have more on that coming up. Ochai Agbaji, the unanimous winner of Big 12 Player of the Year, is also a Wooden Award finalist. And Joey Brackets, Joe Lunardi says right now, 6 teams projected in the field of 68. And Bruce Weber would love nothing more than for there to be a 7th team, that being the Kansas State Wildcats.
Yeah, you know, they've had some real bad luck this year. They really have. I mean, their first 4 games in Big 12 play, they had a bunch of COVID issues, players missing, coaches missing. And then they played their last 2 games without Marquise Noel. It's just, you know, look, that happens in a season, but there's a little bit of an explanation for the record and the year they've had.
Here's Pack, float game, short, McNeil the rebound. Yeah, Kansas State comes in on a 5-game losing streak. 13 games this year, Chris, decided by 6 points or fewer, and they're only 4-9 in those 13 games. Ten on the shot clock for the Mountaineers. Sherman takes it himself. Too strong. Isaiah Cottrell, offensive rebound.
Surprised McNeil didn't pull that.
Now Malik Curry, backup point guard, who's been a real scoring punch for Bob Huggins, especially recently. Bob Huggins picking up his 915th career win in their Big 12 regular season finale against TCU. He also has 325 career wins at his alma mater, West Virginia, one of only 2 head coaches ever with 300-plus victories at 2 programs. And he watches his offense turn the ball over. Here's Noel. Smith for 3. Yes, sir.
I'm telling you, he has really come on. He's a very good basketball player. He's starting to really feel confident with that 3-point shot. We've seen his passing ability already in this game. We know he can rebound. He's just an all-around good player.
One of his 8 double-doubles turned in against these Mountaineers earlier in the season, 17 and 10 in one of their 2 games. McNeil, hot hands for Sean McNeil.
You know, when he's dribbling, he is dribbling to pull up. He is not dribbling to drive it. You have got to get into his body and make him drive that ball towards the rim. You can't give up 3 there.
Noel, deep 3 off the mark. And it's saved by Polycap. Here come the Mountaineers with a 2-point lead. The winner of this game moves on to tomorrow, where they will face the number 1 seeded Kansas Jayhawks. Polycap. And that is not something you see very often.
Well, and a really nice read by Taz Sherman. He started on a post-up on Noel. They came to double, and he found the open guy, Polycap, on the weak side.
Polycap now 8 for his last 14 from the field, and he's got a block to his credit as well, but he's going to be slow getting up.
His pass.
And Cottrell finishes at the other end. But Polycap is bent over at the waist in front of his own team's bench. A 7-0 West Virginia run gives them a 6-point lead in the 8-9 game. We'll be back in 30.
Sean McNeil had 26 points in the first matchup between these teams. He's got 9 tonight, over half of West Virginia's points. Look how open he is. I mean, they're just leaving him off of penetration. And then once you give him 2 clean looks, then he starts to feel it. This is a guy who can run real hot and cold. And then he starts to get into that rhythm dribble, Rich, and that's when he starts to catch fire.
And he's certainly leading the way, but 5 Mountaineers have already gotten in the scoring column, and the best scorers for Kansas State, Nigel Pack and Marquise Noel, are scoreless so far. And Noel just turned it over.
And they're blitzing those ball screens.
In transition. That three off the mark from Taz.
I mean, West Virginia's just being really aggressive on both of those guards. And remember, both those guards are small. I mean, Noel's 5'8",
yeah,
and Pack's 6 feet. And so you get those guys off of a ball screen, you're bringing length. If you're West Virginia, you want the ball out of those two guards' hands.
Neither team especially adept at scoring, but that man is one of the best three-point shooters in the country. Nigel Pack has his first points of the night.
It's amazing with how efficient he's been. His shooting percentages on the year, over half his shots are threes. And it's helped having Noel in the lineup, because then you move Pack off the ball. You can run him along that baseline like they do here, get him off the screen, and you're too late. I mean, this dude can really feel it. Scoring numbers up in conference play. This is a league that can typically humble you once you get into league play. He's gotten better, can really shoot it.
First in the conference in threes and three percentage. And he's fourth overall in scoring, 17.4 a game. Sherman hasn't found his stroke yet. Here's number 3 in white, Selton Miguel. And a late call. It's going to be a West Virginia foul. Well, it is Champ Week, and this is one we're certainly keeping our eye on tomorrow. Chris and I will be calling Kansas against the winner of tonight's Kansas State-West Virginia game, followed by Texas and TCU. The semifinals are at 7 and 9:30 on Friday, and the championship game Saturday at 6 Eastern.
They ran over that set today in their practice. I mean, 15 times. I mean, it's a good pass. It doesn't have, Eziego doesn't have quite the explosiveness. You know, he's dealt with some injuries. You can see that knee brace he's wearing. It's a massive knee brace. It just doesn't have quite the explosiveness.
That missed opportunity means West Virginia has the ball, still up by 3, coming up on 11 minutes to go in the first half of the first game of the Phillips 66 Men's Big 12 Basketball Championship. Here's McNeil, gives it up to Curry. Nice ball movement, and Damon Kerrigan pays it off.
You know, in the first match, or the second matchup rather, against Kansas State, West Virginia had 42 points in the first half. And this is a team that really can struggle to score, and it's that balanced scoring that you were talking about. They got it in that second matchup as well.
Pack, same spot, same result.
A really good shooter off the move, and a really good shooter off the dribble.
And Curry has an answer at the other end. The lefty layup off the window. Now 7 Mountaineers in the scoring column. And we're going the other way.
You know, it works the first time. They run the same thing. You get 2 screens for him, and Taz Sherman late again. And, you know, you might as well at that point. He's already hit 1. You know, he's the second leading scorer in the league in conference play. You might as well switch out on that. The priority is Pack coming off of that.
34 straight games with a triple for Nigel Pack. That's a school record. Inside, Kerrigan. Got his own miss and puts it back in. And any scoring that Bob Huggins gets from his interior players is gravy.
And Mark Smith took a shot. You know, he comes over to help here, and then as Kerrigan goes up on that second shot, he took it right to the midsection.
Six-point game. Kansas State trying to cut into that with a 3 attempt from the corner. McGurl's off the mark. Bridges clears for the Mountaineers. Now McNeil aggressive. And the follow by Jalen Bridges. Get up, JB. Largest lead of the game for West Virginia. Now Miguel, strong to the hole, no whistle. Pull up from Curry, too strong. Last time these teams met, Chris, Kansas State went to the line 39 times. They haven't gone there once, but they haven't necessarily needed it when they're knocking down threes like we just saw from Ish Massoud.
Tell you what, he's an irrational confidence shooter. His percentages would not indicate that that's a good shot, but he's feeling it. Let it fly.
He started the last two with Noel being on the bench, and he's averaged 9.5 points a game in those two. He's got 6 tonight. 5 on the shot clock. Curry again with that left hand.
You cannot let him get to that left. By hook or by crook, you've got to get him going back right. He is their best driver and their best finisher at the rim.
Coming up on 8 minutes left in the first half. Here's Nigel Pack. And what a follow by Massoud. Back-to-back buckets for him. He has 8, and just like that, it's a 5-point game.
Let me ask you a question. Are people using hook or by crook much anymore?
You just did, and yeah. I think you are reintroducing it to the social media lexicon. Sherman off again, contested shot. Here's Smith in transition. High off the window with the Euro step.
What a finish.
McNeil wanted some contact.
I thought he got hit. Thought he got hit. But how about these two drives back to back? Malik Curry gets to that left hand. You are sausage. And then by hook or by crook, that Euro step is delicious with a little kiss. Hook or by crook, let's bring it back.
Well, I can attest, even though you watching at home can't see, Chris Spatola has his dancing shoes on already, but Champ Week has already punched a number of tickets, mostly mid-majors. Gonzaga has won their 8th in their last 9 West Coast Conference tournaments. Not much of a surprise there, but we've seen some tremendous buzzer beaters in championship games already.
Yeah, we have. The men and the women. We saw some amazing buzzer beaters last week during a lot of those women's tournaments.
Bob Huggins' West Virginia Mountaineers. They've been in the Big 12 championship finals 3 of the last 5 years. This year, it would take a magical run. Right now, they're up 3 in the 8-9 game. The winner plays #1 seed Kansas. Smith with the rebound. And Smith, again, right into the West Virginia D, out to Noel. And that foul's going to go on Massoud, his first.
You know, West Virginia's up 3. Taz Sherman has not scored. And, you know, it's interesting to keep an eye on Marquise Noel. You know, he's back here after dealing with a hamstring injury, missed their last 2 games. He's a guy that's going to have to be a factor. He was a major factor in the second matchup against West Virginia. He's caught.
And now at the rim, Sean McNeil with another 2, a game-high 11 for McNeil.
This is a highly functioning West Virginia offense so far in this game. I mean, a really nice set play, and great to get Sean McNeil a layup, an easy basket.
This is a team that was last in the league in offense. Don't look like that tonight. 10 on the shot clock for the Cats. Here's Noel trying to do it himself. Tough shot off the window, contested, and here comes McNeil. And Noel certainly doesn't look like he has that burst that we're used to seeing. And an offensive foul called on Gabe Osaboyan.
Really good design here. Watch 22, Sean McNeil. And it's set up to be a backdoor cut. You know that McGurl's going to deny him, assuming he's going high. A good read of the defense and a nice pass by Seth Wilson.
Well, Sean McNeil 4 for 7 from the field, 3 for 5 from 3. That's where he does most of his damage, but we've certainly seen him with the ability to get to the hole as well. Powered by Shot Tracker, that shot chart we just saw. Here's Miguel, nice crossover, and 2 for Selton Miguel. We're seeing some offense from some unexpected sources tonight.
It was a really nice drive by Miguel, and then you get the turnover there. And Coach Huggy, not pleased. That's his happy face.
Nominated for the Naismith Hall of Fame for the 5th consecutive year. A chance to tie with a triple for the Cats. Five on the shot clock. Here's McGurl. Found a seam, and it's a one-point game.
That's really where it broke down the last game. Just really that penetration from those guards. And nobody at the basket for West Virginia defensively.
McNeil. That is not his strength, but tonight everything's going for Sean McNeil.
I'm telling you, you show him 2 wide open shots to open the game, and you give a guy like that confidence, you give him rhythm.
Here's Masood. Another 3 attempt, and the Cardinal sin. He's fouled on that 3 ball. Ish Masood will go to the line and shoot 3. Well, Saturday on ABC and the ESPN app, our NBA matchup features the Warriors hosting the Bucks. Coverage begins with NBA Countdown at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC and the ESPN app. Milwaukee, Golden State, both 3 seeds in their respective conferences, but going in different directions. The Bucks have won 5 straight, and the Dubs 3-7 in their last 10. Bruce Weber telling his club at the end to shoot around. We shot 80% from the free throw line the last time we played them. We need to do that again.
Yeah, they were plus 11 at the foul line in that game. And it's killer. You foul a 3-point shooter. You know, and look, if you're going off the scouting report, that's one thing, but he has hit 2 threes in this game already, and so you're a little bit more of an urgency to get out there.
So Masood in double digits with 10. He averages just 6.6 a game this season. We've got ourselves a 1-point ball game with under 4 minutes to go in the first half. Wilson to Cottrell, out of bounds. And when we come back from our final media timeout, the Wildcats will have the ball and a chance to take the lead on Bub Huggins and the West Virginia Mountaineers. Well, the offensive story for West Virginia in this first half has been the lights-out shooting of Sean McNeil. 22 in blue, is 3 for 5 from 3. He has got 13 points to go along with 5 rebounds. And Chris, when you were playing college ball for Army, you were a scorer from the backcourt. What's going through Sean McNeil's mind right now?
You know, the life of a shooter, it's tough because, like, shots you can make, you can miss in a game, and then shots you could miss, you could make those in a game, and you're judged based off of those makes or misses of perimeter shots. And you know, this is a guy, again, he doesn't really get to the basket. He's not a real driver of the ball, and so there's a lot of pressure really on every shot. And of course, everybody in the league is trying to run him off that line. But he got 2 open looks early, which I think helped. They've gotten him a couple layups, which has helped. And he's also got 5 rebounds. So that's where a guy like that, when he sees it going through the basket, Rich, he becomes activated in other areas.
Gabe Osaboyan whistled for that last foul, so he goes to the bench, and that's something to take note of. The best defensive player on West Virginia now will be sitting on the bench for conceivably the rest of this first half. K-State, 15 on the shot clock, chance to take a lead with a bucket. They've only led for 1:18 of this first half. Pack. Pull-up jumper from Nigel Pack.
Tell you what, and that was well defended. Curry got a hand in there, and Pack still rose up. Got to his spot, rose up, and off of the dribble. Tough shot.
Fifth lead change of this first half. The Big 12's most improved player this year, Nigel Pack. Chipping in with 8 for the Wildcats, who have the 1-point lead. That ball almost thrown away. Curry saves it, 3 to shoot. And it doesn't fall. Chance to build on this lead. Here's Miguel. Gives it up. And they move it around top of the key off to the right. McNeil, his 6th rebound tonight.
It's a guy, McGurl, they could use to make some shots tonight. He's played well in the last 2 with Noel out. He's got 39 points in their last 2 games. He's a 5th-year guy. It's a shot he's got to knock down.
The last vestige of that 2018 Elite 8 team. Sherman, still scoreless. Polycap picks
rebound.
up the trash and almost puts it in.
Ooh, what a rebound.
Well, Polycap will go to the line. Let's take a look at the ACC tournament, the New York Life ACC tournament being played at Barclays Center. Syracuse got the win today to advance to the quarterfinals against Duke, but now we just found out that Buddy Boeheim will be missing that game. The championship game will be Saturday at 8:30 Eastern on ESPN. Wake Forest also upset in the early rounds of that tournament.
The ACC did the right thing. You have to suspend that guy. I mean, you can't have that. It should have been a flagrant 2. I don't know why they did not go to the monitor to review that. He should have been thrown out of the game. But the fact of the matter is that should not have any bearing on a suspension. I mean, you can't sucker punch somebody in a game and play in the next game.
Anybody who knows Buddy Boeheim knows that talking about him doing something like that makes it even more stark.
Yeah.
Because it's in such contrast to the type of kid he is. Leonard Hamilton even said that
Yeah,
after the
and
game.
you know what? And I give Leonard Hamilton a lot of credit. It was a real class move. You know, if I think any coach, if they have a player, again, hit like Wyatt Wilkes was hit today by Buddy, I don't know if they'd react the same way. Pretty stand up.
Coming up on 2 minutes to go, a tightly contested first half between the 8 seed Kansas State, the 9 seed West Virginia. Loose ball, here comes Sherman. Second leading scorer in the Big 12, and he's got his first bucket of the night.
He hit that nitro and just split the defenders. He kind of slowed up a bit just to get, I think, the defense to stand up and relax, and then he exploded.
The B button.
The
right?
big,
Is
yeah,
that
that
B
was
button?
the button, no doubt. The turbo.
McGurl for the tie, way off the mark. And Mark Smith throws it all the way down court. That's going to be a Kansas State turnover, their 8th turnover tonight against this West Virginia defense.
This is that, if you saw the movie Gone in 60 Seconds, that nitro that Nicolas Cage hits. Boom, right there. And not well defended on the back end. But good for him to get a layup. Maybe he can get into this game.
I'll see your Gone in 60 Seconds and raise you a Fast and Furious for Taz Sherman.
Which one? 13?
Counting down to 1 minute to go. Here's Curry working on Noel. 3 to shoot. Curry with the elbow jumper.
This is another guy who's played well of late.
And a traveling violation on Mike McGurl. Back-to-back turnovers for the Cats. They're down 5 with 51 seconds to go, and West Virginia with a chance to build on that.
Lee Curry averaging 18 points a game in their last 4 games. Tough shot there on the post-up.
Alongside Chris Spatola, Rich Hollenberg inside the T-Mobile Center in Kansas City. Round 1 of the Phillips 66 Big 12 Men's Championship. And Chris, even though this might not be a vintage Bob Huggins defensive West Virginia team, they still scored 10 points off 9 Kansas State turnovers. How have they done that?
It's really been in the half court. You know, they've been very active. You know, they've been very good in rotation, even off of the penetration from Kansas State. You know, those passing windows, we've seen a couple where those passing windows have closed quickly, and it's really supplemented their offense.
McNeil turns, fires, hits. 15 for Sean McNeil.
And another good set. You had a McNeil-Sherman screen. They went with Sherman, McNeil wide open at that foul line.
7-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. An 8-0 West Virginia run. Masood knocks it down, and he has been an offensive revelation.
He really has. I love Ish Masood. Irrational confidence.
Time running out. Curry, no good. And Nigel Pack went down hard, took a shot to the head on that last defensive stand. But we'll go to the break with the 9 seed West Virginia up 4 on the 8 seed Kansas State in an entertaining first half here in Kansas City. 38-34, the Mountaineers lead the Wildcats. Stay tuned for the halftime report after the break. Dallin Cup, Sean Farnham, and John Crispin.
Anything can happen.
Welcome back to our favorite time of year, Champ Week, presented by Principal Financial Group. The score at halftime from the first game of the Phillips 66 Big 12 Men's Championship, West Virginia 38, Kansas State 34. Inside the T-Mobile Center, alongside Chris Spatola, I'm Rich Hollenberg. So we had 6 lead changes in the first half. Both teams shot 50% from the field, but the majority of the offense for West Virginia came from one man, and that is Sean McNeil.
Yeah, Sean McNeil has 15 points. 3 of those are threes. And, you know, what's amazing is the first 2 were wide open, like got him going. These were his first 2 shots of the game. Both of them corner threes, wide open, and then he started getting into a rhythm. Now he's shooting, turning. As he's turning, again, that was open. And then Ish Masood, you know, it's interesting. About 6 or 7 games ago, Bruce Weber sat Masood down, had a heart-to-heart with him and said, we need more out of you. Well, he got a ton in this first half. 13 points, 4 of 5 from the field. He made 3 threes. And those 2 guys, Rich, really carried both of those offenses.
Yeah, 6 lead changes in what was an entertaining first half offensively. And we don't always get to say that about these 2 teams who sometimes throughout the course of the Big 12 regular season were challenged on the offensive end. 9 different players scoring for Bob Huggins' Mountaineers. They have a 4-point lead as we start the second half. The winner goes on to face number 1 seed Kansas tomorrow back on this floor. Here's Jalen Bridges. 10 on the shot clock. Keedy Johnson off the window.
And a patient possession by West Virginia. Good ball movement, finish it with a drive, and, you know, again, another guy who doesn't normally give you offense, scoring the basketball.
West Virginia has been plagued by slow starts in the second half. For about the last 6 weeks, the last 15 games or so, they've been outscored by close to 10 points a game in the second half. And there's Marquise Noel with the deep 3, his first points of the contest.
You know, that shot says to me, enough feeling sorry for myself. I'm a player, and I'm going to make an impact in this second half.
Here's McNeil, the hottest hand of the first half. Kerrigan can't get it. Here's Masood for 3. Off the back iron. West Virginia 12-5 this season when leading at the half. They led by 4 going into the break. They're up 3 now. Make it 5 after that jump hook by Jalen Bridges.
And again, it's a tough shot, but again, he uses that size. I mean, he's got tremendous size going up against Nigel Pack and just went right up over the top of him.
Here's Noel. Massoud stripped by McNeil. And he throws it right into the hands of Mark Smith.
Really nice read by Smith. He kind of baited him into that.
That's the 8th West Virginia turnover. Smith at the other end, yes, sir.
Playing fast. You know, K-State struggled at times against West Virginia's half-court defense. Where they did have some success is getting out early. And there, a quick shot from Mark Smith.
The Cats, vastly improved three-point shooting team from last year to this. Currently 8 for 17 from beyond the arc tonight.
Good defensive play, and then Jalen Bridges expecting a screen, backing up. And then this is, again, Marquise Noel. Look how deep he is. I mean, we know he takes those shots. He was a non-factor in the first half, coming off the injury. I think that was a shot that said, I'm here to play. Enough feeling sorry for myself.
That was from Manhattan, Kansas, that three-pointer. And a timeout on the floor with West Virginia up 2, 42-40. McNeil got hit on that last play before the clock stopped, and it looks like the officials are taking a look at that to see what the result should be. Both teams coming in under 500. Bob Huggins Mountaineers 15-16. Their fewest wins in Big 12 play all time. Only 4 wins in conference, and Kansas State still has a shot, an outside shot, at making the big dance. They're 6-12 in Big 12 play. All right, so the officials keep the whistles away and we play on. It's 5 on the shot clock. Here's Polycap, blocked by Massoud. Bridges, and a shot clock violation. Good defensive stand by the Wildcats.
It's not a West Virginia team that finishes well around the basket. You know, Polycap used his body, his size to get into Massoud. Just couldn't finish.
And we told you about West Virginia's second half struggles. They've outscored only 4 opponents in 18 games in conference play. Here's Noel. McGurl working on McNeil. Yes, sir. Mike McGurl has himself his first bucket of the second half.
It's kind of a weird possession. Looked like a block punt there for a second. And then you just end up with a nice individual drive at the end of it all.
Tie ball game for the 3rd time tonight. Here's Bridges. Inside to Polycap. Left-hand jump hook too strong. And Mark Smith, the league's leading rebounder, comes away with it. Noel, short on the floater. Did you get a sense there like he's missing that burst that we usually have from Marquise Noel? Bridges for 3.
Not on that last drive, Rich. I didn't. I thought he just a tough shot over size. And then how about Jalen Bridges coming back down on the other end and stepping into one.
It's the 4th triple of the night for West Virginia. And that's the 9th three-pointer by the Wildcats. Nigel Pack has his 3rd 3 of the night, 11 in the game.
They have shot it so well from 3 against West Virginia. 22 made threes in the 2 games this year for Kansas State.
Johnson, clear path to the basket for Kedrian Johnson. Back and forth we go with both offenses not slowing down after going to the locker rooms. Step back. And Pack short on that three. Here's Sherman. Had it stolen from one of the best steal men in the league. Oh, and Smith lost the handle at the other end. Timeout on the floor, 14:55 to go. West Virginia up 2 on Kansas State. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Principal, helping you plan, protect, invest, and retire. You're watching the Phillips 66 Men's Big 12 Basketball Championship. Second half, 14:55 to go. West Virginia with a 2-point lead on Kansas State, but as De La Soul likes to sing, 3 has been the magic number for K-State.
Yeah, and they've needed, this is the second best three-point shooting team in the Big 12, and they've had to be. They get no production up front, and this West Virginia defense has been very stingy allowing that ball to get to the basket. Once that ball's gotten moved on the perimeter, Kansas State's done a nice job knocking them down.
They actually have more three-pointers, 9, than they do inside the arc, 8 so far tonight against this West Virginia defense. But it's the Mountaineers with a 2-point lead and the ball. Inside, Paulicap. And good defense. Principle of verticality by Ish Massoud. Noel.
What a change of direction.
Gabe Osabuoyen whistled for that foul, and he is, as he always is, incredulous whenever he gets whistled for a foul, and he'll go to the bench. Third foul on Osabuoyen.
And foul trouble on him is a problem for West Virginia because he is so valuable to him. They need him on the floor.
We were talking with assistant coach Eric Martin before the game, and he said exactly that. Here's Curry with the steal, left hand. Doesn't get the finish on the hard foul from Massoud.
Protect your change. Got it. Nice steal there, and get 2 free throws if you're Malik Curry. Such a good guy to talk to. Such a nice young man, Malik Curry. He's got a 2-year-old son named Malachi, who's back in South Carolina with his mother and watching. Malik wanted to know that he would be watching Dad play here tonight, and Dad has played well. He has been so good over their last 4 games, and they've needed his scoring.
And he's one of the best free throw shooters in conference play. 88% from the line. He cans his first 2 tonight, and it's a 4-point West Virginia lead coming up on 14 minutes to go. Miguel, nice take on the left side by Selton Miguel. At this point, Chris, you might make the case that this is the best we've seen either of these offenses play.
There's no question, and I think the fact that you've got a renewed season, it's one of the great things about March, Rich. Like, both of these teams, look, they're playing in this game for a reason. They did not have good years. And so at the end of their seasons, there's that Miguel drive. At the end of their regular seasons, you can understand how motivation to play can maybe dwindle. But here you are, everybody's 0-0. And tomorrow's no guarantee to play, and I think both these teams have reflected that. They have played certainly more refreshed than we've seen them over the last couple weeks of the regular season.
Massoud thought about it, gives it up to Pack, and that one was partially blocked by the freshman reserve guard Kobe Johnson. Kansas State coming in losers of their last 5. West Virginia's lost 7 of their last 8, but neither team looks like that tonight. Here's Sherman. Now Bridges spins right into the teeth of the Kansas State defense. Sherman with the baseline J.
He's been quiet, but we know he can get going. You wonder if a shot like that, he sees it go in, if it gets Taz Sherman going here down the stretch of this game.
Haven't seen or heard from Sean McNeil, the game-high scorer with 15 so far.
Just under control. Miguel helps in, so he's a little bit late. Chargers hard, you know, scouting report. Hard closeout on Taz Sherman. Nice shot fake on balance.
Here's Masood fading away, and Sherman has the rebound. Five to shoot. Sherman does. Short from the wing. Now Pack probing. Gets it to Masood, who misses the bunny.
It's got to be finished.
And Curry in transition where he's most dangerous, but a foul on the floor. 11:36 to go. Another close contest between two teams who are all too familiar with close calls. The Cats, the Ears from Kansas City. Q39, and of course the Big 12 Championship held here. This is the 26th annual, and right now we're in the midst of the rare first round 8-9 game. Usually there's 2 games on the first night, but because Oklahoma State was not allowed to participate in postseason play, these two teams are playing for the right to face #1 seed Kansas tomorrow in the quarterfinals, and the semifinals will be Friday, championship game Saturday. In your estimation, Chris, who's playing best right now in this league?
I think, as Curry, another driving layup for him. I think Baylor's playing the best right now. I think Texas Tech is the best defensive team in the league. I think Kansas is the best offensive team. I think Baylor's the best combination of the two, of offense and defense.
With their injury woes that they're dealing with now.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I mean, it's one of the reasons I had Scott Drew and he ended up winning it. Largely because of my endorsement, I would assume.
You moved the needle on that.
Why, he deserves Coach of the Year. I mean, the reinvention of that team with the pieces they lost has been incredible.
That was a shot clock violation. Davian Bradford didn't get it off in time. So it'll be West Virginia ball with a 6-point lead, 53-47. 9 minutes gone by in the second half. This game has been played within an 8-point window the entire time. And it's only fitting. The first time they played, Kansas State won 71-68, or rather West Virginia won 71-68. The second time they played, it was a 5-point difference with K-State coming out on top.
The one thing I know about this tournament this weekend is that whoever wins it will have earned it. This thing is going to be a war.
Curry got hacked on the arm, putting up that shot, and Malik Curry will go back to the line with his 10 points. And that's the third foul on Ish Masood, who has 13 in the game. Hasn't scored in the second half, but he's been one of the most dangerous offensive weapons for Bruce Weber so far.
And Malik Curry, the transfer from Old Dominion, I was talking to him mid-season just about adjusting, you know, and he was saying that he's always had a hard time adjusting to new environments. You know, it took him a hard time when he first got to Old Dominion to adjust there, and then, you know, the transfer to West Virginia, it took him a little while to get going. He was a very talented scorer at Old Dominion, and he has, you know, he's had his moments this year, but he's really played well over their last 4 games.
Had that 23-point effort at Allen Fieldhouse against the Jayhawks, scored a career-high 27 against Texas a couple of weeks ago. He has 12 tonight and has given West Virginia its largest lead, which is 8. And another foul on a 3-point attempt. Nigel Pack will go to the line and shoot 3.
He's so dangerous. They ran that play in the first half, and he hit 2 threes coming off it, and he almost shoots it as he's turning. And that time, West Virginia was ready for it. You know, again, it's just that pin down. He pops out to the wing. 2 guys jump. And he's just a little overactive.
Well, Kansas State only 2 for 3 from the free throw line tonight, in stark contrast to the 31 from 39 that they shot the last time these two teams tangled.
This guy's been in double figures in every game they've played this year but one. He's making over 3 threes a game, which is why 2 defenders, run at him like that. He had 32 in that loss to Iowa State a few games ago, but he had 6 threes in that game. He's just had a terrific season.
First team all Big 12, cans all 3, giving Pack 14 in the game. And a near turnover, it goes out of bounds. It'll be West Virginia ball. Still no Sean McNeil.
No.
McNeil had 15 in the first half, but we've only seen him for a couple of moments in the second. 3 on the shot clock. Bridges, no good from the corner, and a West Virginia foul after Nigel Pack grabs the rebound. That's going to go on Damon Carrigan. And there's McNeil on the bench. I will say this, he doesn't look injured. He took that shot from Mark Smith toward the end of the first half. Looked like he was grabbing his abdomen. But every time there's a player coming off the floor and going on the floor, Sean McNeil is up and giving him a dap. What do you make of this, Chris?
Well, they went, like you said, they went to the monitor, didn't see anything. I don't see much there, but I can tell you this. Like, there are times where you can get hit, and it doesn't look like much, but, you could be in some real pain. Now, I'm not saying that he is, but there's got to be an explanation of why he's not in.
Well, there's a little bit of a late whistle on that jump shot attempt by Nigel Pack. The crowd, which is decidedly pro-Kansas State, Manhattan's only about a 2-hour drive from Kansas City, they love it as Nigel Pack will return to the free throw line.
The fouling jump shooters is just a killer. Even one as good as Pack.
Yeah. Stands out even more considering Nigel Pack leads this conference from the free throw line. 83% this season as a free throw shooter. He's 4 for 4 so far tonight. String music. And we're back to a 1-possession ball game. Loose ball, Miguel comes away with it. A chance to tie with a triple. Here it is, Noel, got it!
This was a really nice play by Mark Smith. Look how he kind of shows the defender drive, which drags them over. Marquise Noel wide open, and he is wet here in Kansas City.
Scott Drew got Coach of the Year, due in large part to Chris Spatola, saying that he deserved it. Do you have any arguments with any of those that were handed out?
Not those we saw. It is an egregious omission to leave Christian Brown off of first team all Big 12. Egregious. He is one of the 5 best players in this league. His numbers speak for themselves, and he's on a team that shared the regular season title.
Polycap doing man's work down below. He has 6.
And by the way, Christian Braun put up those numbers playing with the league's player of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, it is egregious that he was left off first team.
You make a compelling case. The only thing I would argue as devil's advocate is, who do you leave off? Because the other 5, I think, were deserving of that.
And that's where winning matters. Like, that's what we're here to do. And how does your production impact winning? I'm sorry, it's going to affect some of our audience. Nigel Pack should have been on the second team to make room for Christian Braun. Winning matters. And how you impact winning should be taken into account in these postseason awards.
Curry with the throwdown. Noel, step back, deep 3. Masood gets a fresh 20 for the Cats. Smith.
The Euro.
Got it again. Second time we've seen that tonight.
And it's like a real slow motion Euro from Mark Smith. Under control. It's a tough shot.
Averaging 12.6 a game. He has a dozen tonight. Here's Polycap. Threw it away. 12th turnover for West Virginia. Here's Noel. Tried the blow by and got fouled by Bridges.
Open floor scoring, points off a transition. And then in the half court, Malik Curry taking it to the rack. Malachi, there's your dad, rising above the rim.
From the day Bob Huggins stepped foot back on his alma mater, West Virginia's campus, his right-hand man has been his sports information director, Brian Messerly. Brian has never missed a Big 12 men's championship basketball game, but he is not here tonight. We all at ESPN want to pass along our condolences to Brian, who lost his mom, Libby, earlier in the week. He is home with his family, as he should be. Mess, we love you and we miss you.
Yeah. I think we would agree. He's one of the good men, just good people in this business. He's a good dude. It's sad not to have him here, and I share your sentiment, Rich. Mess, we miss you, man.
No doubt he's watching from afar, and he's happy to see that Sean McNeil has checked back in for the first time in a while with 7:23 to go. Well, things have picked up from the free throw line for Kansas State. Only went there a couple of times in the first half, but they're making a more frequent trip to the second half. And St. Miguel has another one in the can. This one could tie it. And it's off the back rim, rebounded by Sherman. 1-point lead for West Virginia with the ball. 7:15 to go. The winner faces Kansas in tomorrow's quarterfinals. That one too strong. Masood the rebound. Pack with 16, Masood with 13. They're the leading scorers for the Wildcats, looking to regain the lead. Here's Masood with the ball, guarded by McNeil. Now they switch. Pack looking to make something happen. 3 to shoot. And an air ball. The lob. McNeil almost finished it.
And what a tight window to fit it into. Again, a set play. As McNeil comes off, and this is a tight window to fit this in because the defense reacted well. Mark Smith just lost sight of the ball, put his head down, and Taz Sherman delivers it right on the money.
Sean McNeil not often the recipient of an alley-oop pass. But he goes to the line and he makes his first. A 93% free throw shooter in conference play is Sean McNeil. And he looks no worse for wear. A game high 17 for McNeil. The lead is 3 for West Virginia. Kansas State's NCAA tournament hopes hinge on tonight. 10 to shoot. It goes out of bounds. And Gabe Osaboyan saying it should be our ball. Both head coaches look confused on this call. And now Kip Kissinger going over to the scorer's table.
Yeah, I mean, they got the right call on whose ball it is. I think the shot clock was.
So K-State has the ball under its own basket, and a quick play, bang bang from Noel to Pack.
And that's just a cheap one that K-State needed, because their offense is bogged down the last couple possessions.
1 point game. Here's Sherman. And a traveling violation called on Taz Sherman. 13 turnovers for the Mountaineers.
You know, Selton Miguel he's a defensive guy. I mean, he's a defensive specialist. He's done a nice job when he's been on Sherman. He's got good size, good length. I mean, just nobody matching up. It's inexcusable. That can't happen, you know, closing in on 5 minutes here in this game. One possession game.
Now Selton Miguel has to go to the bench to get treated by the trainer, Luke Sauber. A little blood on the leg. But it's Kansas State basketball, a chance to take the lead with a bucket. Starters on the floor for Bruce Weber. Here's McGurl. Off the mark. He has not hit a three tonight.
And those are the shots you have to knock down. That's what the penetration creates.
Deep three. Sherman! Bing bong, Taz Sherman. That's Taz's first triple of the night. Noel with an answer? Not this time. Osaboyan likes to pass it out of that post area. Ten on the shot clock. Number 10 shoots it and hits it. 17 now from Malik Curry.
He has come up big. And what poise by Osaboyan.
Man, this feels like punch, counter punch. Every time Kansas State gets to within a basket or a point of the lead, West Virginia seems to have an answer.
Yeah, and just not a good decision there by McGurl.
McNeil, first field goal of the second half, and it's the largest lead of the game for the Mountaineers.
I mean, their offense is functioning at a high level. Confidence is high. I repeat, confidence is high. The Shermanator. And Malik Curry showing you the ability to drive it Now he shows you the ability to tickle it down. West Virginia, the bench is loving it. What a run. Up 9.
Rich Hollenberg inside the T-Mobile Center. The Big 12 Championship, sponsored by Phillips 66, rolls on tomorrow. The winner of this game will face #1 seed Kansas, followed by the 4-5 game, Texas and TCU. Give me a quick preview of that game between the Horns and the Frogs.
Yeah, they've played competitive games this year. You know, TCU was up 10 in their last game, and Texas, that defense just took over. But that'll be, as we come accustomed to, that'll be a fist fight tomorrow. But they've played some competitive games, Rich.
Now we have 3.5 to go in the 8-9 game. Largest lead of the contest for the Mountaineers. Miguel lost the handle, and Sherman's got it. West Virginia with the ball in the midst of an 8-0 run.
And their defense in the half court has really been good over the last 4 minutes.
Ten to shoot. The ball in the hands of number 10, Malik Curry. Now 5 on the clock. Sherman's going to have to squeeze it. And it's off the mark. The rebound is Smith. And a foul on Osaboyan, and it's going to be K-State basketball. It'll be free throws for the Wildcats. Big 12 now on ESPN Plus, a must-have for Big 12 fans. Softball and baseball seasons are in full swing. More than 200 matchups available, along with the early rounds of both conference tournaments. Plus, it's the home for over 600 live events and original content. If you're a Big 12 fan, you gotta have it. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com/Big 12 now.
It's a big foul. Takes Osaboyan off the floor. And it allows Kansas State, which has had a real hard time manufacturing offense in the half court, to march 90 feet to, take 2 free throws.
With no time coming off the clock. Smith has 14. The lead is 7 for the Mountaineers. Now full court pressure for the first time tonight from Bruce Weber. They get it across half court, and immediately Marquise Noel fouls Taz Sherman. That's the 16th foul on Bruce Weber's Wildcats, so they still have a couple to give.
And it's not a good foul, and Bruce Weber's telling Noel that, you foul him out at half court.
Here's Curry, trying to do it all himself, got tied up, a jump ball, and it's going to be Kansas State basketball.
Miguel gets beat there, but he got him going to his right hand. And the last 2 possessions, he's done a really nice job of not giving Curry left, and Curry wants to come back left. And he's almost able to do it, and a really nice job by Massoud, just getting a hand on the ball and not fouling.
Two minutes to go. Pack off the window, tough 2, comes up empty.
Everything having to come off the dribble. An individual having to make a play off the dribble for K-State.
Five to shoot. Sherman, the floater.
That's a big shot. You didn't need to foul, but your defense needed to stop. You needed to be solid there.
Noel for 3.
And that's a force. That's a desperate shot.
And now we count down to 1 minute to go, and the Mountaineer faithful can sense it. Here's Curry. Hesitation, step back, too strong. K-State's got to hurry. A three from Smith, got it. 17 for Smith. K-State with a puncher's chance. We step aside for 30. Chip game Sunday at 1 Eastern on ESPN.
They obviously needed that, and then now you know this is a really good. Every guy out there can make free throws, with the exception of Polycap, who's nowhere near the ball.
They almost get a turnover. 41.5 to go. And down 6, you would have to imagine they're going to foul every opportunity.
Trap. Yeah, they tried. They almost had it there. You know, they're going to trap, get a quick one, and then you absolutely have to foul.
They get it into McNeil. In the corner, and the foul's going to go on Noel. And once again, Sean McNeil on the losing end of a collision with a Kansas State Wildcat.
Dang.
Right in the face. Sean McNeil going to shake it off and go to the line.
He's had a heck of a night. It started with those early threes, and you love it. I think if you're West Virginia, see Sean McNeil hitting shots early, you got to feel good, because the guy who has not shot it well of late. But here in March, in tournament time, he ends up having a really good game and a good night.
He is our Phillips 66 player of the game. He now has 20 points after tying his career high with 26 earlier this season against this Kansas State team. Gets them both. 21 for McNeil. That's his 8th career 20-point game and 3rd this season as he goes to the bench. 8-point West Virginia lead. And that one is blocked. Pack. Cat's got to go. Noel heaves up the corner three, no whistle. He gets it back and hits the deck and gets the 2. You talk about tough 2s.
Well, and not only that, I thought he got fouled in the corner on the 3, to be honest with you.
Final timeout called by Bruce Weber. West Virginia has 2 remaining.
I mean, that's a foul. You have to call that. And then I'm with you. I mean, that's closer. Polycap does a decent job walling up, but that shot in the corner's got to be called a foul.
Still a 2-possession ball game, and this is a Wildcats team, Chris, that's canned 11 three-pointers tonight, so they still have a shot with 23.2 to go. Well, another hard-fought Big 12 battle, and not a lot of time to rest up for whoever wins this game. At 3 Eastern, 2 local time, the winner of this contest takes on the top-seeded Kansas Jayhawks. Kansas swept both Kansas State and West Virginia, but we all remember that the Jayhawks had to come from down in Manhattan, scored the final 9 points to beat the Kansas State Wildcats in their first meeting.
Well, the other thing too, Rich, obviously we were pretty close to both Florence and Manhattan. There's a lot of purple in here tonight, so you end up taking a lot of fans out of this building. you end up adding a lot of Kansas fans. But, you know, it ends up becoming a very different environment if it is West Virginia than Kansas State.
Well, we've called the Big 12 the best conference in basketball, not only this season, but in recent years. When it comes to big dance time, the Big 12 has shown up big.
They have. I think the league prepares its teams well for the NCAA tournament. There are leagues that do not face as much resistance during their regular season play as teams in this league do. And I think the defensive DNA makes you much more prepared to win 6 games or win a certain number of games in March than other leagues.
Well, Joe Lenardi, our resident bracketologist, says 6 teams should be in the field of 68. And if things hold and Kansas and Baylor are both on the 1 line, then it would be just the 2nd time in Big 12 history that this league has 2 teams on the 1 line. But one of those teams is going to have to lose in the Big 12 championship. Even if it is in the finals, that could knock one of those 2 teams off the 1 line.
Yeah. Well, let's not forget, one team is ineligible, ridiculously.
I'm glad you used that adjective, because it is. It's a shame, especially what Mike Boynton was able to do this year in the face of that adversity, to get those Cowboys playing as hard as they did all the way through. They won their last 2 games of the season.
I know.
Shot clock is off, 20 seconds to go. Noel, that one was blocked. And a foul on Pack, and Paulie Polycap will go to the line. Try to salt this one away with 13.6 to go.
You know, the balanced offense, particularly the offense they got in the first half, they're going to need tomorrow. You know, they're going to have to be able to score tomorrow, West Virginia, in that game against Kansas. And this was one of their better offensive performances they've had in some time.
Second best field goal percentage this season was witnessed tonight by the West Virginia Mountaineers when they needed it the most. Shooting close to 53% from the field against a very good Kansas State defense. But it's going to be the West Virginia Mountaineers surviving and advancing in Kansas City. A team that had lost 7 of their last 8. A team that had 2 7-game losing streaks, but that is life in the Big 12. Bob Huggins gets career win number 916, and it comes in the Big 12 championship.
They were good. You know, they shot 53% from the field. Sean McNeil got them going. Malik Curry, really, you know, with Tad Sherman not having a vintage Tad Sherman night, Malik Curry was that secondary scorer for them, and I thought their defense, Rich, really stepped up in the half court down the stretch of this second half.
McNeil led all scorers with 21, but 9 different Mountaineers got in the scoring column, and that's the biggest reason that they advance as the 9 seed to take on the top-seeded Kansas Jayhawks tomorrow in the quarterfinals at 3 Eastern. We will start the day off on ESPN2 tomorrow with Texas and TCU, but tonight our final score, West Virginia 73, K-State 67. For Chris Patola and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Rich Hollenberg saying thanks for joining us here in Kansas City. So long until tomorrow. More from Champ Week and KC in 24.